Welcome back to finally a sunny Oakfield farm. Welcome back along to Simulation for the Nation, and we've been busy. We have been busy. I've got David out here at the moment. He's just started up in the rake. We're not rowing these swaths up. We're just tickling them around a little bit, to be honest. We're gonna just do the headlands in this field and a little bit more probably, but essentially anything that got rained on yesterday is going to get moved about a bit, just flipped over, just to let the air get through it, and hopefully we can get back in and bale this before the day is done. Because yeah, it's a little bit damp on the underneath now. But the other good news is we are good to go. This field we finished in about an hour and a half really, it didn't take us too long at all, which is good news. So we can finally get going. Everything has been disconnected. And we are in the place where we can jump into the combine now. Barry and I are going to jump straight into the next field of barley, which is actually just behind the main yard there on top of the hill. So we've probably got about 25 acres there to run at, and we will see, all being well, we'll hopefully get that done today as well. And then we're coming back over to this way where we'll go to field 21. We've got some oats in the ground that we need to get out pretty quickly. So yeah, we're good to go. I'm just going to have a quick chat with Barry and then we'll get flying. Alright then, so I'm just going to have to shut my door here. We are away. We're not going to hang around here. We haven't got the time to hang around really. We've really got to go and jump off onto the next field. We got this barley in today. To be honest, I pushed it. It was floating around 18-19% when we started, but I just couldn't hang on anymore. There's too many cereals in the ground still for me to wait and choose what I want to take, and when I do or do not. We're due more rain tomorrow as well, so essentially all I could really do was just push on, get everything harvested we can, and we'll worry about drying it once it's in the silo. But we really need to get going there. That barley was starting to show a few signs of a bit of kind of mold and mildew on the stems. So yeah, I'm not so sure about the quality of that spring barley, but it's cut now, it's harvested, and we can move on. We have still got quite a lot in the ground. We've still probably got about 150 acres to run at. So if we can get the time, it's not going to take us too long. If we could kind of get in the region of 2 or 3 dry days, that would do us. But I just don't think we're going to get those, so we're going to have to just take what we can. So we'll carry on. David's going to keep heading that, or rowing up that straw, pushing it around a little bit. We'll finish that. We'll hopefully get that baled, and then the baler can come and follow us directly behind the combine, just to keep on top of things there. And then we might have a late night tonight. Depends on how we get on, really. If we can get this field finished in good time, I'm in a good mind to take the combine down to the spring oats and see what we can get done there. But it all depends on how we get going first. But yeah, it's been good to have a nice day today. So I hope you're all doing very well. How's your weekend been? Hope you've had a great weekend so far. We are growing in numbers, people, and I'm delighted. So welcome along to everybody who has recently joined. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for subscribing if you recently have done. It's a bit tight there. We're through. We're going to cut back through the farm here, so we don't go back on the main roads. The main roads at the moment are pretty busy. It's bank holiday as well, which means the roads are super busy, and combine that with a lot of harvest traffic right now, it doesn't make for comfortable going with the combine, let me tell you that much. Just have that speed down a little bit. But yeah, hopefully we've had to pull David off of the cultivation for the winter crops. We will get back onto that hopefully in the next day or two. We just couldn't sacrifice it anymore, so we'll see how that progresses. Once we get this baling done, really, we need to get a lot of straw baled up and we need to get it in. So our only option really is to put all hands to the pump really for now. And like I say, we'll see. The weather's not great for drilling anyway in the next few days, and what I really don't want to do is end up putting more spring crops in than I allocated, so we'll have to wait and see. We do have, in other farm-based news, the insurance adjusters came out to look at the Keenan diet feeder and have declared it a write-off. And rather handily, they wrote me a check there and then for a new one. So that is now scrap, effectively, and will be treated as scrap. It's not staying on the farm either. I have no need for more scrap metal lying around. So it's going to be taken away on a lorry. On the same lorry as it goes, that a nice shiny new feeder will arrive on. So all I can say is thank goodness for paying insurance premiums. That's all I can say. So that is going to be, well, it's supposed to arrive today. Whether or not it does, I might just put it back, because at the moment we're managing just with the loader and the fork. So if it arrives a little bit later than that, then so be it. It's not the end of the world. It's a good job we never meet anyone else coming on this road, because good lord, I think each track is on the side of the grass verge. We are just coming in here on our left. Excellent news, and we'll just come straight in, hook on, and we'll see if we can get ourselves going as quickly as possible. Okay, so let's go and have a look, see what we've got to contend with here. Just lower the header down. Okay, so before we go any further, before I no doubt forget, I'm just going to connect with the PTO. Alright, so we're coming into some more spring barley here again. Get our first divider folded out. And then the second divider. Again, all being well, this is going to go for molten barley. Know what we need to make sure. Just have a quick zap, see how our percentages. 18% is not too bad, all things considered. I was a lot higher than that earlier on today, so it will have to run through the dryer a couple of times, but I can take that. Anything under like kind of 19% and 15% is the goal we want to get under. 18% is doable. It's treatable. Let's put it that way. So that's good news. As you can see, as we run through the crop here, there is a little bit of greenery coming through in the bottom, a bit of trash, a bit of grass and weeds. That's primarily down to the weather we've had of late. It's been a lot of grass, a lot of rain coming through, which really promotes the growth of that grass. It's not ideal. Ultimately, there's not a lot we can do about it, sadly, so we have to just kind of run with it. And run we will at this kind of stage of the year where we're not in a position where we can really be too picky about that. If we look across the valley there, on the top end of the valley we have those three fields. There's a little grass field, and then we've got a field of beans, and then a trial field. We will be trying to get up to that trial field very shortly. Ideally, once we've got the oats to go out after this. There's a block of about 30 acres of oak down in the bottom of the valley, and then we'll head up on the hillside there. Once we get that done, then we're onto the wheat. So we've only got a couple of fields of wheat to hit as well. Hopefully, it shouldn't take us too long. But the trial field is something I want to get to very shortly. Primarily, I don't want the weather to affect kind of the results of the trial, so we need to get into there in good time. But enough talking. We'll jump into the combine and we'll keep cracking on, and then we'll see how much of this field we can get done. So I'm gonna just lift my header up again, set my reel. Okay. Alright, and we're gonna get away. Now at some point Barry's gonna head back over to the trailer and the far field there, pick that up and bring that across, and we can get going again. But for right now, all we can do really, that's a little bit fast, gonna congest the reel. There we go. All we can do is just get cracking. Like I say, time is very precious at the moment. So what we may do, depending upon how David's getting on and raking up that straw, we will leave that for an hour or two. As this is being cut, if it's dry enough, we'll have a quick look when we get around on the combine. If it's dry enough, we may well just end up bringing the baler straight in, get this baled up behind the combine, then come back and take the rest of it. So we'll have to wait and see. But it is going to be all hands to the deck. We might even see if we can get someone else in to come and drive a tractor whilst Barry needs to go and jump onto the baler. But we'll see what we can do. So for now, I'm going to just keep pushing on here. We'll get ourselves around, and then we'll come back to you when we're making a little bit of progress, and we'll see how it's looking. So until then, we'll catch you in a little bit. Well, welcome back inside the combine, folks. We are making some reasonable headway. We're just about to finish the headlands here. There you go. Yeah, we are, like I say, we've been going for a good hour or so, just about being able to get the headlands done. David's been able to finish raking up the straw. It's drying out quite nicely now. The straw we've got here as well is looking pretty good, and I think what we're going to be doing, I am pretty keen to get the drill back out actually and get Barry going with the drill. What I might do first off though is just get to the end of the row here and then fill it properly. So I'm thinking I'm going to get my old man to come along and drive the combine for a little bit, for a couple of hours, and that means that I'm going to jump into the baler. We'll keep the combine going. David can keep leading off of the combine, and Barry can go and sit on the drill, which would be perfect, just so we can really make some progress here. I'd like to get some barley into the ground. There's a little bit of groundwork that needs to be done still for the winter oilseed rape, but we might just get that tucked up as well while it's still dry. I think that would be the best way to approach today. Overall though, it's coming in quite well. It might have even dried off a touch more since we started. I think we're around about 17.5% now. Still very thick crop, really thick crop. That's the start of our second load there, which means we've already got the best part of 20 tonne off the field already. So that's good news. The size of the straw swaths are monstrously big again. Where's Barry? David's not behind me there, is he? No. So we're making some good progress. It's still only about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so we've probably got a good 3 hours in which to keep cracking on. And it's going to take the best part of those 3 hours, I should think. But hopefully, all being well there, we'll get this field wrapped up today. It's looking very unlikely that we'll get into the final field, or back down to the oats there. But what we could do is probably get the combine moved down there ready. That might be the most likely scenario. But for now, we're just going to keep pushing through this, and we'll see how we get cracking. What I might do as we continue to work is just send up the drone, and you can watch as we do a little bit of this, and then I'm expecting about 20 minutes or so, my old man to come along and take over for me so we can get cracking. So we'll see what happens there. But for now, yeah, we'll just keep working our way through. Rightio then, folks. I have got my combine driver firmly seated. As you can see, he didn't quite have his GPS going when he started, but he's got that figured out. So he's going to keep working away there, which is good news. I can leave him to it, don't need to worry about him too much more. And then we've also got David still working away there, which is good. So I am going to head back down. I'm going to pick up the fent, and we're going to go and do a little bit of baling. So I feel like now we can firmly say that we're starting to make a little bit of progress. Barry is out in his tractor, well, he's fueling his tractor up at the moment, getting it ready to go and continue working down that land. Get that all finished up so we can get some oilseed rape hopefully drilled there. Well, at least make a start tonight, hopefully finish it off tomorrow would be ideal. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. But we're trying to make the most of the weather we've got at the moment, which is never easy. But we'll see what we can do. Our silo is becoming dangerously full here for spring barley. So what we will be doing there is jumping into this grain store. Typically what we'll be doing is as well, we'll run everything through the dryer there. Once it's through the dryer, it'll get ticked into one of these grain stores for now. We've got enough space, that's exactly what they're here for, so we need to make most of it really. But we're just going to zip around the corner. There's Barry now. He'll get away very shortly. We'll just park the truck in the pit, I think. And we serviced up the baler again, got it all ready and fully loaded, ready to go. So everything is good. It is at times like this where you really do appreciate having bigger machines with higher output, because when the weather's not there, you really can't mess around with it, unfortunately. Now this baler tractor trailer should make good, easy work of the swaths we've got in the ground there as well. And it shouldn't take us too long to bale that field up, but more importantly, we will get it baled up, and we could even get it cleared tonight, depending upon how the lads go with the spring barley on the hill. So we'll see, but ideally if it's going to rain tomorrow, I don't really want to keep this out in the rain. I'd rather get them under cover today, or possibly first thing tomorrow morning at a push. Ideally we do have a lot of winter wheat as well that we'd like to bale for straw. There's a great market for straw at the moment, so if we could sell it, that would be ideal. That being said, just squeak around that corner. Lovely stuff. That being said, if the weather gets to it first, then it won't be worth a great deal at all, because it'll be just mess and muck really. So that's something that needs to be considered. Once we get the baling finished, at least this fence is going to go into some cultivation work. We need to do a little bit more ploughing this year as well, so we'll probably put the plough back onto the New Holland. Barry can go and do that, and then the fence can just power the drill. That can be its task. We do have with the Fendt here, we have the ability to adjust the tyre pressures, which allows us to get a lot more grip. Great thing about that is when the surface gets a little bit sticky, when it rains quite a bit, which it obviously is doing at the moment, it just allows us to get equal and even tyre pressure on the ground, plenty of grip, so we don't lose any traction, and means that we can, well, drill permitting, we can continue. If it gets too wet, obviously the drill starts to block up, and then we get nowhere fast. But if it's just a case of losing, obviously we have a lot of uneven land around here, a lot of valley-based hills, so we need to be able to work on those even when the surface is a little bit slippery, and that's exactly what we can get with this tractor. One of its many redeeming features. But yeah, so all we did really earlier on was just knock the swath sideways really. Just primarily any of the swaths that we were in earlier on, when would that been yesterday, last night, when they did get wet after that. Need to fold this down. So yeah, they got like shifted sideways. The sun was able to just kind of burn off any of the dew inside there, and it's good to go, I think. So without any further ado, we'll just get cracking, and we'll see how quickly we can get this field finished. A little bit more speed going, put some four-wheel drive in gear. Things like these massive mountainous blocks of straw where the combine stops might take a little bit longer to work through. but when we get there, we're looking good. Well, folks, we knew that it was going to be heavy straw, and we knew there was going to be quite a bit of it based off the size of the swaths, but this is something else. This is a heck of a thick crop. I think I'm probably up to around 15 bales, maybe, off of the first headland. That's 5, yeah, 15 would be about right. So we're having to really grind our way through here. It's taking us some time, but we'll make it. It's good news, because then if we can get this field done, and the field on the hill the lads are in now, perhaps we won't need to worry too much about some of the wheat straw. But we'll keep going, and we'll keep grinding our way through. The bale is really actually making the tractor work on these hills, which is quite something. But we will keep persevering, and we'll keep pushing through here. At the meantime, though, I'm going to leave it here for today. So thank you very much for watching, as always. If you have liked what you've seen, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't, hit that thumbs down button. And stay tuned for more from Simulation for the Nation. So if you've yet to, hit that subscribe, and you'll always know what's going on. We're going to be working deep into the night, it looks like here. I think what we'll end up doing is finishing off the spring barley on top of the hill, moving the combine down to get close to the oats. If we can have a stab at the oats today, then we'll try and do that. But I'm not, like I mentioned earlier there, we'll have to just play it by ear. And hopefully we'll get these 2 fields baled up as well. And if we do, and if the weather's really bad, we'll either have to get up super early tomorrow and come and clear these fields, or we'll have to work extra late and try and get them more stacked up tonight as well. But like I say, we're just going to play it by ear for now and see what comes. But thank you very much for watching, as always. I have been Simulation for the Nation. We will be back with you during the week, and we'll give you a bit of an update on how this crazy little week's going. But until then, thank you very much for watching. Do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing, but most importantly, happy farming.